What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 175, everybody. I am your host, SleezBall. Today's episode is going to be my top 10 kickers, top 10 defenses, plus one streamer each, and it is week 15 playoff time. And some of these guys you can even be grabbing off the waiver wire and picking up to play this week if you need. And I'm going to give you some statistics and breakdown of defense and kickers and why I like them a lot this week. Now, before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you hit that subscription. It helps me out a ton. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support this season. It's been absolutely amazing. Turn that bell on. I will be live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, recapping everything on Monday that we cover with all the shows that we have. And if you guys cannot make any of the shows, you can always drop any comment you want down below. It is one of my goals all season long to answer every single one of them to help you guys get that weekly win and get you to where we are right now in the playoffs and get you that championship, guys. And let's dive into my defense and kicker rankings for week 15. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my revamped defense and kicker ranking board for week 15. I will not be using the baller tier. I will use tier 1 and tier 2 for my top 10 kickers, tier 4 and tier 5 for my top 10 defenses, and then in tier 3 you'll see where I put my one streamer each, and I'll break down why I like them as a streamer this week. Now, starting off with my kicker number 1, and it's going to draw a lot of hectic comments. I feel like it is going to be Younghoe Koo. You are going to get the Monday Night Football last laugh. You are going against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, you're going to have Desmond Ridder at quarterback. Kirk Cousins has been struggling, but they are going to get this win. And why I really love Younghoe Koo, who's had kind of a bumpy season, is the Raiders rank 32nd versus the kicker, giving up 10.7 points per game. That is what you want. Fire up Younghoe Koo. If he's available on your waiver wire, you should be grabbing him right now because you also get that player on Monday Night Football in an amazing matchup. Kicker number 2 is going to be Chris Boswell. This man is absolutely unbelievable at fantasy football. It's crazy. He's just been kicking nonstop. The defense gets him the ball back every single time. He's the number 1 kicker in fantasy football. You can't really go wrong starting him either way. Now, the matchup versus Philly here is going to be a little different kind of match to me. I think this is going to be more of a run grunge fest game here. No George Pickens out there. They still survived last week. I still like Chris Boswell a ton here. Kicker number 3 is going to be Cameron Dicker of the LA Chargers. And kind of a weird game between the division rivalry with, the Kansas City Chiefs game. I thought that he would get a lot more field goals. It was Matt Wright that came out with more field goals. But you're getting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers do rank 19th. They give up 8.2 kicker points a game. That is what you want. This is a big playoff game on the line here. 8-5 Chargers, 7-7 Bucks. Every point is going to count, and they're going to be kicking a lot of field goals here. Number 4, Jake Bates. Now, this one is like a really, really tough one for me. I really love the, Jake Bates kicking the Detroit Lions offense, but you're going to get the Buffalo Bills. And this is probably the game of the week that people are going to be watching. My favorite game to watch probably of the week. The over-under is 54.5, which is absolutely bonkers. I even think it's going to go over, which is what you want for a kicker. You want the points. But the Lions score so many touchdowns. If it wasn't like a touchdown-heavy offense, I'd rank him number 1. So I don't think that he's going to get maybe 2 field goal attempts. Possibly they score at will. But I still have him at number 4 because it's such a high-scoring game. Number 5 is going to be Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys. You get the Carolina Panthers. Nothing better. They give up 9.8 kicker points a game. This guy can kick from 70 yards. I want to see the NFL. Let the Cowboys just let him fire one from 70+ one time just for kicks, man. I got to see it happen. Number 6 is going to be Kaimi Fairbairn of the Houston Texans. They get the Miami Dolphins, and the Miami Dolphins rank 30th versus the kicker, giving up 10 points a game. You're at a 47.5 over-under. There's no weather here. You're in a dome. You don't have to worry about any cold weather, any breeze, nothing like that. I love Kaimi Fairbairn this week. Number 7, sticking with the Detroit Lions Buffalo Bills game. And again, this is what you have to look for in kickers here too as well, is there's no weather here. You're in a dome in Detroit. Tyler Bass, 54.5 over under. Detroit Lions, high scoring game. Give me Tyler Bass as long as, as well as Jake Bates here. Both these teams do score a lot of touchdowns, which hurts, but still there's so many points to go around in this game. You got to like it. Number 8 is going to be Jake Elliott of the Philadelphia Eagles. And like I said, this is that grunge game with the Steelers Eagles. I feel like it's going to be a run, ground and pound fest game. It's only 42.5 over under, which is very low for an Eagles game. But I predict the same kind of thing here. I think it's going to be like 24-20 around that area, and every point's going to count in this game. Big, big playoff implications here. 11-2 Eagles, 10-3 Steelers. A lot on the line here. They're going to take every point opportunity they can get. Number 9, swing and a miss. Last week, I had Chase McLaughlin as my number 1 kicker in Tampa. Just decided to score touchdown after touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. He did get a nice little kick at the end, to save, the fantasy day. Now, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week, 7-7, like I said, heading into the Chargers, this is a great red zone defense. This is a very, very good defense that can stop them. The Chargers on the season are giving up 6.2 kicker points, but I expect that to change here with Chase McLaughlin. I expect to have a big game here. Number 10, the Miami Dolphins. I mean, they're on fire. Tua is absolutely lighting it up. You're in a dome here. You don't have to worry about weather. Jason Sanders has been absolutely bombing kicks. He balled out last week as well. And you're going to get a high-scoring game here in a dome. You're at a 47.5 over-under. You have to like this here as well. Now, my streamer kicker of the week, Mile High Stadium. Could be a little cold, could be a little windy. You're in Denver. You're going to get the Indianapolis Colts. And Will Lutz is going to be a nice play this week. The Colts give up 9.2 kicker points a game. You get the altitude, you get longer kicks here. Denver fighting for a playoff spot. Indy still fighting for a playoff spot, still alive. I like Will Lutz a lot as my streamer kicker play this week. Heading out of the defenses, defense number 1, you target this team no matter what. You target the New York Giants. This offense is absolutely terrible. It is over. It has hurt Malik Neighbors. I mean, Tracy found the end zone last week to save his day. It was an 11-point game against the Saints, whose defense is absolutely shot. The New York Giants are just absolutely terrible at football right now. It's hard to even watch. I don't even care that they're at home. Give me the Ravens. Defense number 2, I'm going out on a limb here. I like this one a lot, and most people don't. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers. Their defense is getting healthy. They got Bland out there. They got Diggs back. They have Micah Parsons, who's a sack machine. Hooker still at safety. They're getting healthy. Their D-line was a little beat up to start, and I just like this Carolina game. I really think there's going to be a lot of turnovers here. I think Bryce Young is really going to struggle, and I think the Cowboys defense is going to eat, and I'm calling that they're going to get a defensive touchdown against the Carolina Panthers this week. Number 3 is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. And I know the last outing, the first half versus Chicago Bears, they held them, and then Caleb Williams woke up in the second half. You're in a dome here. There's no weather going on in this game as well. And they just blitz like crazy, man. And look what the 49ers beat-up defense did to Caleb Williams last week. They still got 14 points, so I really like the Minnesota Vikings defense this week. Number 4 is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs in the cold, going up against the interception machine who just slings it at will, Jameis Winston at Cleveland. And 44.5 over under. KC defense is getting better. They always have a chance for a sack, and there's going to be a couple picks in this game from Winston because that's what he does every game. He's a gunslinger, so you have to like the Chiefs defense this week. Number 5 is going to be the Denver Broncos coming off the bye. They're going to get Anthony Richardson. They're going to be at home. Anthony Richardson has looked better since his little benching stint, but he's still due for picks. I mean, this guy throws very, very inaccurate balls unless it's a 70-yard deep ball. And I like Patrick Surtain to lock up Michael Pittman, and I think Anthony Richardson's going to have to do a lot on the ground more than he is passing. So I like the Denver Broncos defense as my number 5 defense. Number 6 is going to be the Arizona Cardinals, and they just got throttled by Seattle. It was absolutely not what I expected at all in that game. But now you're going to get the New England Patriots. And the New England Patriots, we know the offense has been struggling. They don't have a lot of weapons to help out Drake May. Yes, I like Drake May moving forward, but if they don't get him any help, I mean, how is he really going to succeed? So, I mean, you're looking at a 45.5 over under. I think it might even be under in this game. I really don't like a lot from this game, except the defense of the Cardinals here, and I'm going to put them at number 6. Number 7 is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles at home against the Steelers. No George Pickens in this game. I mean, it's going to be a Saquon Barkley, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren kind of game here. It's going to be really, really ugly. I feel like it's going to be a grunge fest, hard hitting in the cold game here. Give me Philly. Russell Wilson lost a little step in his speed. They're going to get after him. I like the Philadelphia Eagles defense at number 7. Number 8 is the Los Angeles Chargers at home against Tampa. They just held KC very nice. They just got Khalil Mack back, and look how much pressure he brought off the edge to go along with Bosa. It's going to be a nightmare game for Baker Mayfield out there. I know he's still a great quarterback. I mean, he has been impressive all year long. Taylor McMillan stepping up. Mike Evans still hasn't popped off, but you have Bucky Irving kind of banged up. Rashad White stepped up in that situation. I still like the Chargers defense because they get turnovers and they create sacks at will. Number 9 is going to be the Washington Commanders. And I really don't like the defense. I just love the matchup. So, I mean, they went to single high about week 3, week 4, switched up their whole defensive scheme, changed their defense from being dead last to about middle of the tier. You might get Marshawn Lattimore back off the bye right now. They're going to get a little healthier. And you're going to get the New Orleans Saints, who just lost Derek Carr. They're probably going to have the Fresno State Jake Hayner out there. And they really don't have any weapons besides Alvin Kamara, really. I mean, Taysom Hill is down as well. It is just ugly for the Saints. So you got to like the Commanders. And if they're on the waiver wire, you should be picking them up. Number 10 is going to be the New York Jets. And I know the Jets stink. And I know it's just terrible year round. But you're going to get Mac Jones. This is what you have to look for in fantasy football. Mac Jones has been terrible. The Jags are terrible. Everything is bad for the Jags. I like the Jets as my number 10 defense. My streamer play of the week, to go along with my number 1 kicker of the week, is going to be the Atlanta Falcons defense. You are going to get the Las Vegas Raiders with Desmond Ridder. What else can you ask for, right? This is probably going to be a couple picks, tons of sacks. It's going to be really, really ugly. And the Atlanta Falcons need a win. They need to find their team morale, get it back rolling here. They're fighting for the playoff spot with the Bucs, and they both kind of have easy schedules down the stretch. So if you're looking to pick Atlanta up, you can pick them up for this week and next week, and they get the New York Giants, and that's what you want to target. So I really, really like the pickup streamer play of the Atlanta Falcons defense. Hey. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is my top 10 kickers, top 10 defenses, plus 1 streamer each, and looking ahead for a couple matchups. Remember, the Falcons get the Giants next week as well for your streamer play if you want to stash that on your bench. Before we head out, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you smash that subscription. Helps me out a ton. Turn that bell on so you know when I'm live. I'll be live all weekend long from Thursday to Monday. I'll probably even be playing a couple Fortnite tournaments here and there throughout the week here, trying to get my grind back there as well. So all the support's appreciated. If you guys cannot make any of the live shows, you can drop any comment you want down below. I try to get to every single one of them. That is one of my goals as a content creator this year. And that's it for me. I'll be dropping my quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. I'll get some smash play videos in there as well later in the day today. And I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. SleezBall out.